So it's a tale as old as time. Vitaly tries to catch a predator, something goes horribly wrong, the predator doesn't get arrested, and even when they get arrested, he has yet to prove that any of them have been convicted of their alleged crimes. Like, don't you guys think it's weird that he has caught however many predators over the last couple of years, but can still go back to the same exact spot to catch another one? Wasn't him doing this over and over again supposed to scare the predators into not doing this anymore? But you guys know as well as I do by now that Vitaly doesn't care if these guys get arrested or not, and only cares if what he does goes viral. Kinda like Fuzi, only without all the crash outs. Kinda.
Hell fucking production! Everyone's fucking fired! We spent fucking $2 million on this for this garbage Taylor Swift concert. Taylor my fucking dick. Fuck everybody.
I always wanted to know what he meant by that, because Taylor Swift spends like millions on her stage production, so it would actually be a good thing if this was treated like a Taylor Swift thing, you know what I mean? The production was actually so good he didn't know how to handle it, so he just fired everyone. Fuck it! This is too good! You guys are done! But if you're new here, just know that if you like Vitaly, or think he's helping anyone with these predator catches he does, then the unsubscribe button is down below. Hit it for me 2 times on your way out, dog. That way your dumbass stays subscribed. But there is no way anyone could convince me that Vitaly is actually cleaning up the streets. Not with how many streams I've watched. Like, you guys know the hot chip challenge, right? A fun little activity to do with the homies, play a prank on someone maybe, but that's the extent of it. If you're Vitaly though, eating one of these is basically a get out of jail free card, having offered multiple alleged predators the choice of eating a single hot chip and being let free, or having the police called so they can get arrested.
You're still gonna fucking eat it, even if you're gonna fucking read the directions. Okay. You are not going to die. You're not the first one, you're not the last one. You're gonna eat it calmly, you're gonna chew it, we're gonna chill with you for 3 minutes, and we're gonna let you go. Eat this. This is your warm-up. Eat this. Don't ask questions, just eat it. Good boy.
Now, predator or not, you would have to be a fucking idiot to not eat a fucking chip in exchange for your freedom. But even more embarrassing than that, there was a time when he thought shaving these guys' heads was a fair trade-off for them trying to meet up with a minor, like if hair didn't grow back after you cut it off. He then started to beat these guys up instead of getting them arrested, which just ended up with him being banned over and over again. So he went back on trying to prank them instead of focusing on what really mattered, which was getting them convicted. Getting them arrested is like 10% of what you guys need to do. And look, I don't doubt that these guys are giving their evidence to the police. However, like I've said many times before, with how many predators they've gotten arrested in both California and Florida, so literally opposite ends of the country, how many times do you think these guys are actually taking flights back and forth cross country, who knows how many times, for all the predators they've caught? Vitaly hasn't posted about him going to court for anyone he's had arrested ever in the history of him catching predators. The only time you see Vitaly in court is when he's in trouble. And then for his comeback stream after coming back from the Philippines, he thought, why not do the one thing I'm not even good at, and even teamed up with this guy who is apparently known for putting predators in jail. But as of today, there hasn't been an update by either of these guys about any of the people they got arrested. So if it wasn't obvious by now, you can see that Vitaly doesn't care about keeping kids safe. I mean, Kik even paid him to do these in the hopes that he would use that money towards getting these guys arrested, but instead he used that money to pay his celebrity guests, making him forget that he actually needed to spend that money on paying decoys to set everything up. So, on multiple occasions, did he lie to his viewers and tell them that they were meeting up with a predator, when really it was just a random guy they had lied to, or someone who didn't even speak English that they took advantage of. Both of which he's getting sued for if I'm not mistaken. If not both, then one for sure. But as of recently, Vitaly was doing another predator catching stream with his good friend Santi, who is just as useless as Vitaly when it comes to these videos. He is an expert at getting these guys to meet up with him, but I mean, how hard is it to say, I'm 15, you want to meet up? But these two were back at it again with the white vans and decided that they were going to do things how they used to, and that is try and prank the predator for as long as they can, and then maybe call the police if they felt like what they did to him won't get them arrested, which almost never happens. 95% of the time do they just let the guy go free because they don't want to get arrested along with him. But yesterday he actually fucked things up so bad that he was banned again. However, he was unbanned a few hours later because, if you didn't know, the owner of Kik has a special rule, and that is if you get banned, if you slop him up just enough, meaning that if you make it sloppy, he'll unban you. And lo and behold, Vitaly used his mouth to get him all kinds of sloppy, and so he celebrated by gambling for an hour.
Which bonus should I buy, Chad? Am I not buying the right bonus? We need, how many cats do we need? We need 3 across.
Now, there's a reason he didn't post about the ban or send out a tweet asking Kick to unban him. The only reason I found out about this was because I saw this tweet saying Kick streamer Vitaly has been banned from Kick. He was streaming one of his signature pred catching segments when the Predator pulled down his pants, exposing himself to the stream. Now, exposing himself is a light way to put it. Yes, you can see this dude's cock and balls, but he starts to play with himself for a split second before they cut the cameras. Which is when I found this other angle of them all coming out being like, why the hell did you get naked? Forgetting the fact that he was there to meet a minor. And you guys want to know what they do to someone who's that quick to get naked in front of what they thought was a minor? Let me get your guesses. Type them in the comments. Type in your guesses. A for this, B for this, C for this, and D for this. If you pick C, you were correct. They let him walk away without calling the cops. All they do is follow this guy outside until he smacks the camera out of one guy's hand, and then that's where the clip ends. Now, Vitaly was banned mid-stream, which is why he isn't out there following this guy. He's back in the house texting Eddie, please don't make it extra sloppy this time, Eddie, please! And then, like I mentioned previously, a couple hours later, he was unbanned and then titles his stream, W Unbanned. Let's get this max win real quick. Use code Vitaly. So, do you want to tell people why you were banned and how you let a Predator go free because you're an absolute fucking retard? Or do you want to...
Can we flip this 120?
Yeah, he said he wants to keep gambling. Like, at what point are you retards? And yes, the people who come to my videos to try and justify what he does. When are you going to realize that this guy is just using Predator catching as a way to grift all this sympathy from people? Or like, come on, are you really gonna ban him for trying to catch a Predator? This Predator just exposed himself to his viewers that are 90% underage. So no, I have no sympathy for someone like that. Like, they know what they did was wrong and are just thanking God that Fearbuck or someone else didn't post about this. Which is like, are you fucking serious? The dumbass who runs this account will post about who's going to be on the cover of the next Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition? Like, him and all of his followers aren't fat pieces of shit who hate on women solely because no woman in real life would bother talking to them. Like, these are what the top comments are. Both of them are making fun of Alona Mar for how she looks. Coming from the dude who posts animated women for Women's History Month, though, it doesn't surprise me. If she doesn't have big-ass fucking ears, a gigantic forehead, and eyes that are disproportionate to her head, she's not the girl for me. Guaranteed if Vitaly's prank or whatever the fuck he was trying to do in this situation actually happened, this account would be the first to post Vitaly being like, he pranked the Predator! And everyone would be like, yeah! Like that one clip of everyone at the bar. But yeah, guys, Vitaly literally had a Predator expose his genitals to his entire audience and is acting like he wasn't supposed to have the guy arrested. There's a reason the police in California hate dealing with this guy, and it's not because they want the Predators to go free like he always says. They just know the way he goes about these things is borderline illegal. Like, if the cops arrest someone on his stream, the chat thinks that's the end of it. But if you notice, every single time they try and catch someone, they have to reassure their chat that, yeah, they're gonna talk to the police, and yeah, they're gonna give them their evidence. And it's like, them still having to convince people after who knows how long just shows that they aren't putting anyone in jail. Like, maybe just for the night, but when they get released the next day and or the same day and you're all the way in Florida doing the same thing, already having forgotten about the people you just got arrested, then I don't think anyone could think what you're doing is good, other than it being a temporary fix for a problem that you're never going to fix, no matter how much you try and convince us you are. Until tomorrow or Saturday. Peace.